Previously on The Wizard of What?
What is your favorite Pixar movie? And I'm gonna go with The Incredibles. And I do find it kinda ironic that people say that this is the best Fantastic Four movie, since almost none of the others get it right. Though that could be dethroned. Fantastic Four's around the corner, and I'm ready to go watch it. Flame on.
That effect looks so fake!
Woo! How's it going, witches and warlocks and all in between? I'm the Wizard of What, and... Oh yeah, right, my house is on fire. One sec. There we go, all better. So I just saw the new Fantastic Four movie, and before I give my thoughts on it, which, if you couldn't tell, are very positive, I want to go through what my knowledge is of the Fantastic Four and what the public reception is of the previous adaptations. The Fantastic Four movies are, ironically enough, like Superman, where they've not gotten the best luck in terms of big screen releases. I'll admit, I do kind of have a soft spot for the 2005 version and Rise of the Silver Surfer, but Fant 4 Stick? More like, Fant 4 sucks! And as for cartoons, I grew up watching the show World's Greatest Heroes, and I remember also seeing the Fantastic Four episode of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, so I do have some knowledge of the Fantastic Four outside of big screen appearances. So now we have the Fantastic Four First Steps, and there's only one thing I have to say about this movie. It was amazing. Hey, you thought I was going to make that Fant 4 Stick joke? Well, I'm smarter than that. I'm not going to say something prohibitive like, it's fantastic. Shit. Say that again? It's fantastic. Guys, I got it. Ready? No, but I'm ready to stop wasting everybody's time and start talking about this fantastic movie. God damn it! Say enough of that. So this movie, again, much like Superman, skips the origin story and puts them straight into the action. And fittingly enough, they've been the Fantastic Four for, well, 4 years. So that means they've already fought villains like the Puppeteer, or Red Ghost, or the Wizard. Was just letting you know, I did not go down that easily. Yeah, what have been kidding, they kicked my ass. And even Mole Man, played by Paul Walter Hauser. You know, Stingray from Cobra Kai. And you know, if I had a nickel for every project that he was in where he was fighting a villain that had silver in the title, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? And right off the bat, the best thing about this movie is the family dynamic. Not only do they have great chemistry with each other, especially Reed and Sue, but they work really well as a team. There are certain fight scenes in the movie where they're actually combining their powers, not like this, but in a creative way. For example, Sue uses her force field powers to create a magnifying glass, and Johnny blasts it through, creating this superheated, fire. I guess you could say it gave it more of a spicy kick. That was a punch, but whatever. Speaking of which, let's talk about the characters. Mr. Fantastic isn't played by John Krasinski this time. He's played by Pedro Pascal, who you may know from The Mandalorian, The Last of Us, Gladiator 2, and that one meme from that underrated movie. And when I first heard about the casting of Pedro Pascal for this movie, I thought to myself, well, to quote another Pedro Pascal character, this is good, but it can be better. But he was one of, if not the best parts of the movie. He's very smart, but you can tell that he's not really good around people. And that's where Sue comes in. She's played by Vanessa Kirby, who you may know from projects like The Crown, or Hobbs and Shaw, or the Mission Impossible movies. She's pretty much the heart of the team, and she plays the character really well. I really like the way they show her powers, the way that light almost refracts from the powers, showing off this cool, vibrant, rainbowish sort of thing. Sir Isaac Newton would approve. It's really good in separating it from other invisibility powers. And like I said, she has really good chemistry with the group, and even her little brother Johnny, who's played by Joseph Quinn, who's also in Stranger Things, or A Quiet Place Day 1, and funny enough, also Gladiator 2. And Johnny, for me, was the MVP of the movie. Yeah, I know Reed and Sue have more development in the movie, but he was really interesting in this movie. I'll admit, I do kind of miss that ladies' man vibe that Chris Evans had, but I understand why they changed that. Instead, they give him more of a connection with the Silver Surfer, who's played by Julia Gardner. And we'll get to that pair of scissors in a bit, but right now I want to talk about Rocks, specifically the one played by Ebon Moss. Ebon Moss? I'm still not sure how to say it, but either way. He was in, funny enough, another MCU project, The Punisher. He was also in The Bear, clearly, and he was also John Adams. I know him. No, we're not summoning that fandom. Even though I'm a part of that fandom, we're not summoning him. And I'll admit, I do like The Thing more in the 2005 one, because in the 2005 one, we got to see more of how being a rock affects his personal life. But Ebon still plays him really well. Also, side note, this lady's a douche. I mean, Ben saves a bunch of people, and what does she do? She leaves the ring on the floor. Like, honestly, there are a couple aspects in the 2005 one I enjoy more, but you know what's done infinitely better in this movie than it was in the 2000s movies? Galactus. Yeah, no more fart clouds. We got an intimidating-ass performance by Ralph Ineson. Not only does he have the perfect voice for Galactus, but he also has some really great CGI on him. Not quite as good as the Celestials from Eternals, but a close second. Still mad I couldn't get my hands on that popcorn bucket.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Dora the Explorer, and if you like what you see, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to The Wizard of What.
And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss another upload.
Alright. And now, back to our show.
Now let's go back to Silver Surfer, and thank God Harry's not here anymore, because I swear to Arceus, if I see one more person hating that they gender-swapped Silver Surfer, or like erases history, I'm just gonna go nuts. You wanna get nuts? Let's get nuts. First of all, it's not even a gender swap, it's a character swap. Instead of Norman Rad, it's Shala Ball. I mean, it's no different from Green Lantern being Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart. At the end of the day, it's Green Lantern. And I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I'm kind of glad it's not Norman Rad, because Julie Gardner gave a really great performance as Shala Ball. She says every line in a very cold demeanor, and I just couldn't get enough of it. The only thing I was kind of worried about is that this movie would be a copy of Rise of the Silver Surfer. But here's the thing. It's kind of like the Batman being similar to Batman Returns and Batman Forever. They have similar elements, but they throw in a lot of unique twists to make it feel fresh. For the Batman, it was a dark, brooding aesthetic, and First Steps has a lot of futuristic 60s retro universe. See, the great thing about First Steps being in a separate universe from the main MCU timeline is two things. One, so that it's not restricted by MCU continuity. So we can go big and crazy, and there is that big possibility that Galactus will destroy the Earth, because we know that the Earth isn't going to be destroyed, at least not until a big event like Doomsday, but with it being a separate universe, there is that real possibility. And the second reason, it can be a standalone movie, which I felt was great. It's a movie where you don't have to know anything about the MCU or the Fantastic Four. You could just go in as a new fan and still enjoy it. I will say though, the effects can be pretty hit or miss. When they hit, they look incredible. When they miss, it can be pretty distracting. Especially on the baby, which is weird because Vanessa Kirby said in a Variety interview that they used a real baby throughout the entire movie. Then why the hell does it look like the Twilight baby half the time? But hey, as long as you keep Diddy the werewolf out of here, we should be okay. But regardless of that, this is still easily the best Fantastic Four movie we've ever gotten. And I am so glad that not only is Marvel's first family back on the big screen, but it's within the MCU. Well, MCU adjacent, but still MCU. So I'm giving this movie an 8.5 out of 10. Also, stick around for the mid-credit scene. Your minds are going to be blown. Question of the day. Of the 3 summer blockbusters, which one is your favorite? Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman, or Fantastic Four First Steps? Definitely not Jurassic World for me. But I think I have to give the edge slightly to Fantastic Four. Main reason being is the music. Don't get me wrong, the Superman theme in, well, Superman was really good, but again, I wasn't a big fan that they reused the John Williams score. Fantastic Four has an original score, and it's really good in its own right. But that's what gives it the edge. Both are still peak though. But let me know your favorite, and thank you for sticking around throughout this entire saga. I'm the Wizard of What, and until next time, stay strong, my dudes. Hey Mom, what's for dinner?
How about some tacos?
Yes, please!